years. He cut my hair for 10 years. Every 3 weeks I go get a haircut. And then for 5 years, I grew my hair out.
Convention?
So, until I retired. She's like, look, I need a haircut. Where do I go? And my son's like, I'll do it more. And she used to years ago cut mine, but she don't want to touch it now. But it's like, so where do I go, where do I go? I ended up at Supercuts or somewhere. I didn't do too bad. Walking cold to get somebody, you don't know what.
Yeah.
Do
How
it.
long they've been doing it.
Yeah.
Essex.
And it's like, last time I was
Traffic
like,
report.
I paid for a haircut.
Finally got all this.
Did you get,
So over the years,
ever since that meeting,
we talked like 5 of them. They retired and moved away.
Always. Always something.
I'll mention one of them was Asia.
I don't care about
Every single one of them.
That's weird.
Except, it was a little strange. Like, I mean,
Was it a prerequisite? You look it up and it's like, it has Jennifer.
one of his friends was doing it for us for a while.
we could.
Yeah.
His
So I
name
told
was
her,
Sheila
I'm like, you know,
Adams.
some
Like, yeah, some of them were like sports, but I would get the first person that she is.
Oh, I'm.
We don't
have a camera in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Lawrence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
You coordinated it last time. You coordinated it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm wearing green now. I'm just cold. Well, we're actually pretty similar.
Yeah. Right now, we're on Orchard.
Oh,
We're
okay.
on Orchard too, so,
Yeah.
and then we got hit.
I'll tell you that, afternoons and evenings, everybody's coming home from work. And I'll sit there in my voice.
Yeah, that's speed track right through
Yeah. Are you, feeling better? Last time we was at, you even went home and sit
there.
there.
Yeah, lots better.
Thank you. I'm good, how are you? I was just. That's really good if you do, that's right.
Oh, the beauty market. I just pretty inspected.
I was on a run and the car cut me off
He's a sign.
and it was getting kind of dark out. There was a cop facing me, another one in the car that cut me off was right here, cuts me off. I have to like stop and jump back and the cop goes behind him, lights go on and I was
Where was that?
I can't remember what the street is called. It's, if you go past the QT and I go through the parking lot of the church,
Okay.
I go like straight, I don't know which road that is. Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm gonna call the meeting to order here. Let's do the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, call the roll.
Gallagher.
Here.
Gallagher.
Here.
Jacoby.
Present.
Scarborough.
Here.
Showers.
Here.
Freeman.
Present.
Olson.
Here.
Okay, let me remind you all to move your microphones in front of your faces. We have complaints from those looking at our videos that they can't hear anybody except for Patrick. So, do I have a motion to approve the consent agendas?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
This one's not. You
No?
can just use this one, I'll just talk about it. That's not hard.
Okay, clerk call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. The only thing that I have to turn your attention to is we had a request from a woman that is associated with the Friends of Parkville Animal Shelter. They provide services in the Northland for felines. So they used to do it with no cost to everyone, and because of the economy, they're having to charge on a per feline basis. So I need some direction from you guys. If you want to participate in this, we'll have to, I think, bring an ordinance or an agreement back and do that. If there's any,
I have some questions. So have we done this previously? Am I talking loud enough? Am I using my outside voice? So have we participated in any of those type of programs prior to this request?
we've participated in this particular,
Okay, so how many cats have been, what the acronym or neutered, spayed? How many have we done over the years with this partnership? Does anyone know?
she provided information, I think in this communication to us about,
Yeah, look at the very big paragraph about in the middle, and it's the last sentence.
Okay.
For informational and budget planning purposes, we took in 2 cats from PV from June 1st to June 1st of 25. So a 1-year period, 2 felines, which if you extrapolate that out to the service charge, if it's a TNR, it would be $100. So if those were both TNRs, then it would be $200 total. If either of them were an intake, as in don't release them, then it's $200 for both of them, up to $400. So it just depends on what type of service it would be.
but before they would do any kind of service, they would let us know.
Before it was free, I think this is them letting us know that if we were to provide them a cat, that would be the service charge. I don't know that there would be well, I think some of the logistics are mentioned in the email. Hey, let's set up an authorized giver so that we're incurring funds in a responsible manner, stuff like that, or incurring expenses. I don't know that we have it listed on the budget. For
Probably
like,
not.
yeah, probably not, because it wasn't.
There wasn't last year.
So, but I think there is a valid public interest in ensuring we don't have an abundance of stray cats in the city. I think that's a compelling reason for us to do something. So if there's a budgetary requirement that we need to add a line item that says TNR or intake services for felines, and then set a budgetary cap on it, like, $800 or something, I'm good with doing that sort of budget
Would we
type stuff.
be able to see how many they took from us in previous years? Because we just have last year's, but I don't know if that's like.
Representative.
Who would keep that kind of record? So I don't know if planning for 2 is normal or.
So, I don't know about Jared or the police department, but we've never taken a cat. Those 2 cats she refers to in her notice was an interaction between them and the resident.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they knew to call them.
Yeah, because it says in here that the option, we can call them, or just a resident of the city can call them to, but I
So
would
with the
think
way.
if the resident has took it upon themselves to reach out to them, they should be
maybe.
responsible for that unless they let the city know, hey, there's there's an issue. And then,
We
We do
don't-
have a lot of feral cats.
Our kennel facility is not set up to
No.
house cats.
Yeah.
Um,
it's difficult to catch a stray cat anyway.
Yeah.
Well, then you gotta determine, so we did a little mini program once with, it was on Sobey Road, closer to Fulton, where there was, some feral cats. And, we worked with the resident using our, live traps, and it didn't go real well. A lot of the veteran or hardcore feral cats are very leery of traps. The pet cats that people let out periodically, those are the ones that you trap. The cost was off the charts to take the cats to get neutered and bring back. Apparently, according to Chief DeMalt, when he was here, when we discussed this, in the state of Missouri, if you feed a feral cat or a colony of feral cats, you own those cats, you're responsible for those cats. So, in a colony, a cat, doing research on it and talking to the Department of Agriculture people, if you feed feral cats, then they know as a colony that they can grow the colony because they have a solid
source.
food source. If you stop feeding them, they'll disappear. There's a lady across the street from me had 23 cats. She was a stewardess. She moved and nobody was feeding them, and they disappeared entirely. Never saw one of them again after about 2.5, 3 weeks. So, and I don't know what type, if you were considering taking in to our kennel cats,
You know, I would think what we're looking at is just giving it
yeah,
to them still, but then we'd have to pay the fee.
I love that idea.
Yeah, it would not us taking them in. Yeah. So, but it's, with the way this would work, because in the past, it was the residents who turned them in. So would the resident turn it in and they'd be like, I'm from Pleasant Valley, and then they would just bill Pleasant Valley, essentially would be how it would work.
Yeah, the second to last paragraph describes it. If you want to continue using our services, we'll begin charging the fees. Invoices sent quarterly. We're willing to work with you on setting a cap with respect to our services, at which point we can either stop services for that year or reach out to a designated city official on a case-by-case basis once the cap is reached.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of, I think we should have a budgetary line item that says, hey, 800,000, whatever we kind of come up with as a max. And communicate with them that here's our max. If somebody from Pleasant Valley calls and says, hey, I have this cat or these cats, and we would incur a cost, then reach out to the city clerk, understand what the current budgetary max is, and then if we start exceeding that, like if there's a cat that would cause us to exceed it, then we talk about it as a board and say, hey, we need some more funds for this, or we'll have 4 extra feral cats roaming around the city.
Well, that's the thing that's interesting, is because it's the residents turning them in, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a feral cat, that it's something that was, it could just be somebody's pet, and they're like, well, I don't want it anymore, and they turn it in, and then we pay a fine on it.
I think the only time we pay a fine is for TNR, where they actually perform veterinary services, or they house them and take them and they don't release them.
Well, sorry, yeah.
I just want to make clear, can we offer an individual case by case, if a resident would like to use the TNR service? Is there some way to negotiate that in this term if someone wanted their pet neutered or spayed? Because I think we could have really blurred lines, and people could, if we don't have clear definitions of what the service is for, then we might find ourselves in a gray area.
Well, exactly, because that was what I was trying to say, is that if somebody was like, I just don't want my cat anymore, it's $200 for them to take it. So they're just like, hey, take this cat. And then it's not necessarily us addressing the problem in Pleasant Valley and having, oh, there's a bunch of stray cats that we need to get rid of. It's just, people turning their cats in and we're paying a fine on it. So maybe it does make more sense for us to have some type of clearer policy of it being, if this is a feral cat, like this is a wild cat, that people can't just go like turning in their
Bringing
pets.
their house cats.
Yeah, and just being like, well, I don't want it anymore, and Pleasant Valley will pay the bill for me to get rid of it, like that seems a little
Yeah.
silly.
I think it seems silly too.
Yeah, where, I mean, if there's a problem where we have like cats are, roaming around and they're breeding and we're, not a ton of cats, but obviously that's something we would need to address, but I don't know if that's really an issue.
Pat, do you want to take this back through finance and set a?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can take that.
What would people feel is a reasonable amount for us to spend on this?
How about an initial 800 to 1,000 in that area?
I think so. And then setting up a clear definition of,
Yeah.
we are only providing funds for real, wild, not your own pet scenarios.
Mhm.
And if it falls inside of this is your pet thing, that the city won't provide funds for it.
But we can provide resources where they can get their pet,
Neutered.
neutered, exactly.
Well, I almost think it should go
Yeah.
through the city, have the city reach out to them and say, hey, we've got a cat here, so that we're aware each time, instead of all of a sudden we get notice, okay, we've reached the maximum money you guys
Yeah.
budgeted for this, and we didn't know that they picked up any cats.
Yeah.
Or any cats were brought to them.
So this sounds like you want an agreement with the Friends of Parkville? You want to take an agreement to them that's got specifics?
Or if, I guess in that way, you could just have it all done on a case-by-case basis. So instead of us just having the budget max say, hey, once we hit 800, let us know. It's just somebody reached out and they want to turn in a cat, and then we can decide from there if we want to move forward with it or not, rather than it just being a set limit. Would that kind of address that?
Why don't,
Who would take the cat to?
I'm assuming
Not
it's
the
the residents.
yeah, not the city.
So it's only if a resident happens to bring them a cat and they happen to be from Pleasant Valley, which I guess happened twice last year.
I suggest you have them have more than one ID, because if they've moved from Pleasant Valley, used to live in one of the, the apartments or something, well, their driver's license may still say Pleasant Valley, but that doesn't mean they live here.
Have some type of proof of residency, just like a
Yeah,
letter
just
or
like
something
a-
like that.
A bill
bill or
that you
something.
pay or something like that on the place you live.
Just so that we know it's somebody who actually is a current resident of Pleasant
You're gonna
Valley.
write it up good.
And the $100 fee is for trap,
Yeah,
neuter, and
$1,500.
release, so that means they came to the city and trapped it and took it back, neutered it.
Which I assume would be because a resident called and said, hey, there's a cat that's been wandering around my yard or something. I don't know how that works. I've never had to never
So
called
so that
like
would-
animal control the cat
That
before.
wouldn't involve anybody
Just a
taking
cat.
it to them because they came to get it.
Yeah, interesting.
The only place I know of, Chaz Circle, the apartment building. Apparently that's
Right.
Oh.
A bit of a cat problem. We've got cats that roam around my neighborhood, but they're like, I know like 5 different people who all think that it's their pet cat. So everyone just takes care of it. Like,
And I just want to provide context, like, today, we are using this organization to do this with the cats. This isn't a service that we're talking about adding to us. This is one that has been in place for a while, and they're now charging money for it.
Honest to God, I've never heard of it all the years I've been on.
well, it's
Because
probably
it was
just
free. It
because,
was like a net zero.
yeah.
Never
Yeah.
did we use that.
Well, I guess because it's not really us using it, it's our residents that are using it.
Give them anything.
Yeah.
It's never been that I knew of.
Is this a nonprofit? Do you know?
I don't know anything
And that
about it
could be
beyond.
part of it. A lot of nonprofits are not getting funding, so they have to find solutions for services.
Okay,
I'll take a stab at it, and we'll talk about it in the finance portion of probably the upcoming meeting.
okay. All right. Moving on, Alderman's comments. Anybody bringing anything up? Patrick?
So during the last meeting, we had Matthew come up and talk to the board. In the meeting minutes, it was mentioned that I was going to take a stab at providing a response back to him initially. I provided a response. I just wanted to do the bullet points of what his major issues were.
Are you talking about a resident?
Yes.
Okay,
So Matthew spoke at the last,
Mr. Newcomer.
Mr. Newcomer.
okay.
Okay.
Not, I'm asking
Thank you for that
No.
clarification.
Sorry. And so I just wanted to hit the bullet points of my response and what his issues were. He had an issue with municipal court independence, policing practices and enforcement of vehicle registration on private property, understanding what the traffic fine revenue cap is, what authority the city has for property maintenance and zoning, electioneering at polling places, TIF project and potential conflicts of interest in the TIF, candidate filing period ordinances, and vehicle stop data disparities. So I provided a response to them. If you guys want a copy of it, you're more than welcome to it. But all I did was point him to the resources that are publicly available for responding to it.
Did that include the USB?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
And that's all. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Uh,
John?
We discussed earlier, the mayor and I did the outstanding delinquent business license or occupation license. One of the big ones did come in and make application, and they're current, so that eliminated a lot of it. Trying to discuss, because what our city attorney returned to us was what we have, he doesn't think is enforceable, because it would clog up our court system. The mayor mentioned that maybe reaching out to Municipal League to get an opinion from them on what we have and potential other options for us. Because what do these licenses do? They do January 1, or is it?
January 1 is the first date they become delinquent March 1.
March 1?
Yes.
Okay. So the ones that are delinquent are like 4 months delinquent now, over 4 months. So I would like for the mayor to go ahead and reach out to Municipal League, and if we need to, maybe even Auburn, to see if they have differing opinions, to see what we can do. Eliminate this disparity of businesses operating, but they're not licensed to operate. Because I would like to be able to padlock their doors.
Okay. I will do that in the next week, okay?
Okay.
Anyone else with anything? Okay, do we have any old business? Public comments? Okay. Advisory committees, administration, Matthew.
I provided a written report. The only thing I was requesting board action on, and I don't know if Alderman Gallagher wants to speak to that. I just quickly put together a proposal for the investment of funds from general operating, sewer, and capital improvement fund. And was seeking board direction on that. If the board approves that tonight, I will start the process of getting those funds moved through central investment tomorrow.
So as an informational, we had a finance committee meeting since the last meeting. I think it was like a week and a half ago. And during that, we talked about expanding our investment options, increasing the amount of revenue that we would be able to generate from interest beyond the measly amount that we get right now. This is what we came to as a recommendation from Finance Committee. So I will make the motion that we approve the recommendation from Finance Committee as described in the administration report.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Anything else?
Is it for me?
Okay. Public Works.
So I provided you all a written report. I didn't know if you had any questions on anything on here. As I put in the report, we don't meet till Wednesday, special road, so I'll get information from them on the street project, but this agreement tonight, if it's approved regarding sewer scope, then Ron will get that going after bid. We can get going on that, which would be good. I'm hoping that I'm hoping that the notice to proceed date on the sewer project isn't at the same time as the roads thing, because I'm gonna have to oversee both. I'd like to get the sewer scope going. But that's all I have, unless anybody's got any questions.
I wanted to add on, is that possible? Is it what we talked about?
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, so I met with, Chris last week and we discussed a budget for, I think 2 to 3 laptops, a GPS unit, a GIS software. It's been drafted up. I'm awaiting Chris's feedback and then he should be able to share it. That will help the public works out immensely. So he has the information and when he's ready to share it, there it is.
The GPS, I had the GPS stick purchase in mind. What we do ahead of the sewer scope contractor is we go and find all the off-road manholes. It's easy to see in the parts of town that the manholes go down the middle of the street and just off in the easement area, but the off-road ones, some can be very difficult to find. Over the years of working here, I've found all of them, and I kind of remember where they are. But I have in sewer budget $1,000 for equipment. I found a GPS stick that you literally walk up, you set the stick on top of the manhole and it punched in the coordinates. And then obviously you data that, and then I can hand the stick to any one of you and you can go find them all. So that wouldn't be an additional expense thing. The laptop deal helps with both collecting information and data on inspections as you're in the truck going to the inspection. You're doing the inspection, you're taking photos, you're implementing then the photos into the system, you're noting the date and whether it passed or failed, which is all information that when we get an audit from ISO, ISO being the company that oversees that for what residents end up paying in home insurance, you get a much better rating. They like the fact that I have books, 3-ring binders in the shop that have all the permits in them by year, alphabetically and numerically by street and address. And then they're up here in these file cabinets. They like the fact that they're in 2 places. They like it even better and you score higher if it's on a stick or a drive.
Yeah. So here, this is just idea generation. You strike me down if you want. The fire department received a grant for new tough books for the primary ambulance and the fire truck, right? And those replaced some Surface Pros. Are those Surface Pros still in use? Like, is there a need for them in the fire department?
Well, with the Surface Pro, no, the Surface Pro that was on the ambulance, it was no longer functioning very well. So I would say No, the other one was provided for the, fire marshal.
Okay,
And that one was on for the Congress who didn't have, we didn't have. a
you didn't have one. Okay, so one's broken and then the other one is working for the fire marshal.
Yes.
Okay,
I
so,
would-
I'm sorry, never
I
mind.
would suggest honestly, since it's public works and they're technically first responders too, that they get brand new laptops, tough books as well. And then also, he mentioned the binders. We need to scan all that information in so it's in the cloud. And the other thing, when we do GPS, which Chris mentions, we can actually have shape files. Shape files are basically, I'm just gonna give a basic definition. It's your XY coordinates, a description. And what I was proposing with Chris is if we do get audits, we can show visually the whole city where all, for example, all the manholes are. And it can have XY coordinate and a comment section. So the geographic information system, our Esri software, our QGIS, what you can do is create a survey. So when they go out in the field, that to reduce, to increase accuracy and precision, you can just upload it in your tough book, your GPS unit, which is a global positioning system, which you use on your phone when you go from point A to point B. So it just modernize us and then to increase our score.
So does anybody know the laptops that were given back during COVID? Are those like obsolete?
Probably, I don't know. I'd say they're getting there.
When,
Because I was,
Matthew's been going through the inventory, are those laptops on the compatible list or not compatible list?
I believe they're all compatible. And for whatever reason, we're having an issue with the batteries. Working on those. And I don't know if that's a simple fix or a difficult fix. But we tried 3 or 4 different ones and they all had the same battery issue. So,
I would suggest also batteries, buying 2 batteries, and then for the type of software he's using, a minimum an i5 processor. And I had all that listed too, or a gaming computer that will do the processing for visuals, because that's what he's working with. And you need a fast processor. You don't need something that's like a very slow processor. It'll take a couple of days to do work.
that's all for.
Yeah, I'm absolutely interested in hearing what your proposal to use technology is.
Yeah, and like I said, that's all foreign to me, the i5 and all that.
But I explained it to him. It's like,
Yeah.
do you want a Lamborghini? That's your i7. Or do you want a vintage 1933? You might be lucky to get 30 miles per hour. That's if you want a visual. It's collective, but you're not gonna.
So, and we would also use, for the GPS part of it, we would also identify the storm inlets, which is a requirement to provide to DNR every year right now, and give them a copy of a map that was put together by AGC engineers. But that's just another, so we would identify the stormwater inlets, manholes, and I mean, I could potentially use it also for this sidewalk project that we're doing some stuff on.
Can I concur? It would be very important for us to have GPS units. So the accuracy and precision versus looking at the public website of Clay County. We can have our own data sets with accuracy. So when Chris or his employees decide to do this again, we have more accurate information, plus or minus 5.
That's all I had, unless anybody's got anything.
Did Ian contact you, who's next door to Denise Lehman?
I have not heard. We just, I like to dig a little bit of that.
Well, okay,
Her, Denise's hadn't been done in 40 years, according to her. Ian, he has a swale in his upstream tube opening is open and exposed. Denise's was buried. I think somebody maybe had been raking leaves into that ditch over the years too, which then decompose, turn to dirt, and fill it up. The other one on River, the pipe that parallels River under Oak, I white flagged that middle of last week,
Yes,
waiting for it to get marked, and just what would be the southwest corner just needs a little digging because it's mounded up and probably needs to be jetted, and CNC have them on the hook to jet it. We don't feel like we need to jet Denise's because we can see daylight all the way through it, so that'll save us like $300-400. But we'll have to jet the one under Oak Street
okay,
and get that one flowing. So,
all right,
all right.
thank you. Fire department.
I just provided a written run report for last month, and I really don't have anything else, so if there's any questions.
I don't see anything. Okay. Jared?
I also provided you the car report in your packet. Other than that, the only thing I have is I will be leaving Friday or Saturday, and we'll be gone all next week on vacation. Yeah. Captain Kramer will be in charge. That's it.
Okay,
Awesome.
Have fun.
Your vacation.
Yeah.
thank you. Okay, we have nothing from the municipal court. Personnel committee.
We've got the ordinance, to, agree with the, agreement between us and Deborah Hunt. So we spoke with her, and this was the ordinance that personnel recommended to come to the board.
All right, thank you. Finance, anything further?
Yes, so first of all, you have your budget report for mid-year. It's a good thing to go review that. Additionally, there are 3 charts that we have put forth. I took Ms. Freeman's suggestion and I put a title on the y-axis. So the first one is general fund revenues. We have a new data point for the month of June. We are 64%, which is above where we were looking, where we averaged the last 4 years at 59. So we're plus 5% on our anticipated budgeted amount. So again, what we're looking for is the red line to be above the blue line, and it is, and it looks good. So that's on the revenue side. On the expense side, I mentioned over the last couple of months that we will start seeing a chart related to this. We don't have the 21 to 24 average, so we've just used a blanket 12% per month, essentially, and I'm sorry, 8% per month average as a placeholder. So as we get more data, that blue line will adjust to when we actually typically incur those expenses. But what we're seeing is on a standard trajectory, just a straight linear 0 to 100%. We're right in line with where we're supposed to be for this time of year. So that's very good on that one. And then the last one, we have new data points for actual total income versus actual running expenses. And as of right now, our difference is our income is $337,000 more than our expenses right now. So that is also a really good number. And that's all I have right now.
And it was all good news.
It's all good.
Alright. Any new business? Alright. Ordinances, consideration of ordinances. Is there a motion? Please read the bill number 3602.
An ordinance approving an agreement between the city of Pleasant Valley, Missouri and Deborah Hunt for professional consulting services.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callagher,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Okay, motion's approved. Please. You need to read it? Okay,
An ordinance approving an agreement between the city of Pleasant Valley, Missouri and Beverly Hunt for professional consulting services.
So moved.
Second.
clerk, call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callagher,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve bill number 3604 on the first and place it on the second?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Okay,
An ordinance approving
Is-
a
go ahead. Do you want discussion?
I was just curious what happened with 3602 and then we jumped to 3604, 5, and 6.
There were, I did all of the ordinances with anticipating that they would all go before the board tonight. There were two that our legal counsel felt weren't ready, so I anticipate those.
3603 will be later.
Yes.
Okay, no problem then.
So, thank you for asking, that's it.
We got a
Okay,
question from Jared.
Yeah, so did I see in that, it was like $9,000 for 9 months?
For 9 months.
It's,
So $1,000 a month? Do you know where did we get that number? Anybody know?
well, it was less than $1,000 a month beforehand.
If we issue this again, we need to think about that number. They are making a mint
Yep.
with those cars down
They're
there.
not gonna get another one.
Okay. Just- If we do, for some whatever, we need to raise that.
Yeah.
Because they are making a lot of money having those
Pay
cars
more
down there.
places.
We're missing out,
Okay,
just FYI.
thank you. Are we at,
If, okay, I wanna know, can we actually pass this a second time since we haven't used this number in the previous one that they haven't given you yet?
What?
That the attorneys haven't sent to you yet?
but they will.
For 2 and 3, if we've been, you would have had the same number probably on the,
No, it would have been 3 and 2.
yeah, it would have been 3 and 2, yeah.
And it will
And
be,
so,
it will
but
be
it's on
3.
here as the second to change to the ordinance
It would
number,
be-
and I don't know, can we do that first?
We don't need to.
I guess I'm not sure what you're asking.
Well, because it's on here as the ordinance number to change this one after you read it, and the second time to the ordinance number.
Mhm.
So can you do that if you haven't already done number 3?
As far as I know, yes, if that's a problem, it would be a problem that we go back because it's something I have done previously. I would anticipate coming back with the ordinance number in between there.
Okay. I just wondered, I didn't know for sure. Better to find out before you don't know.
Okay, are we ready to call the roll?
So
You haven't read it. Never mind. Yep, please.
An ordinance approving an agreement between the city of Pleasant Valley, Missouri and AGC Engineers, Inc. for professional services.
No,
And I think,
yeah,
I
we're
think,
still on
Go-
the
go-
sorry,
last
we're
one.
still on the other one.
The
You're
second
reading
one.
the next.
Bill 50 is what the number is.
you did.
3604.
We did the first reading of bill number 3604, and we were in discussion. So we had a first and a second, we were in discussion.
Hasn't been read yet.
I haven't been read the first time yet.
I said,
We
John moved on this one.
made a motion to back early first place on the second, but he hadn't read.
Okay,
okay. I thought I said so moved on that one.
Yeah, but I don't think he had read the title yet. So normally it's a call for approval, or a call to read the title of the bill.
Yeah.
The mayor calls for approval to put it on second. We motion, second, yes, or no, like that's an option. And then it's read it for a second time, and then do we approve the ordinance, and then we vote again. So I don't think we have read the title the first
For
time.
the second invoices, I have not read anything.
Okay, so we're starting at the very beginning for this one, for 3604.
Okay,
An ordinance imposing a conditional use permit fee for the use of a temporary vehicle store, for use of temporary vehicle storage as a principal use of a lot.
So moved.
Second.
all right. Any further discussion?
I think we need to listen to Officer Jared if we run into anything to increase, the, rental fees if we continue this partnership or there's a delay with construction with the apartments that are proposed in that area. We need to have a strategy since there's limited resources in getting finances in our town.
So are you suggesting that we raise it for this ordinance or just look at it for any future ordinances?
I think it would be in bad faith to do it on this one because we have already approved the conditional use
It's
permit.
already.
Well, I didn't say for this one,
That's what I was
but
asking.
I'm saying for the future.
For future,
If we're gonna do it and we need to increase it and to do a comparison of other places where they're using the space and how much they're charging. And then we can look at locality too, because they're not driving that far to park their cars. So, that's what I'm proposing if we still will have delays with the construction of the apartment in that area.
For sure, I absolutely agree with this.
Clerk, call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callagher,
Yes.
Kobe,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes,
Showers,
Yes,
Freeman,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Okay, and are we doing the,
Maybe a second time.
Yes.
Motion to pass council bill 3604 is ordinance 3602.
please do that.
An ordinance imposing a conditional use permit fee for the use of temporary vehicle storage as a principal use of a lot.
So moved.
second,
Okay, clerk, call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callagher,
Yes.
Kobe,
Yes.
Scarborough,
yes,
Showers,
yes,
Freeman,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
All right. And are you reading bill number 3605?
An ordinance approving an agreement between the city of Pleasant Valley, Missouri and AGC Engineers, Inc. for professional services relating to the 2025 sanitary sewer maintenance project.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion on this one?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I guess I want to direct this to Mr. Chris. When I looked at Exhibit B, when it looked at the breakdowns of the engineering 3 through Mylar copies, is this like a was this a bid? And is this like usually standard operation for sanitary sewer scope?
So this is in line with all the other ones we've done over the years. What did you ask about?
End of Exhibit B, page 505, June 26, 2025, proposed sanitary sewer scope.
Okay, so you're talking about the
Pay rates.
engineer rate schedule.
Mhm.
This may have gone up slightly over the years. I can pull an old one and match it, but one of the reasons we continue to use AGC engineers is number one, both Art and Ron's knowledge of the city, as long as they've been the engineers. And number two, has been based on their low rates.
Okay.
Now, we won't have Ron out in the field standing with the contractors is doing this sewer scope, or, like I said earlier, he won't be the one that goes and finds these manholes, because that would be in the 110 per hour, the 165 per hour. That's why myself or me and my guys do it, because, you know, obviously it's cheaper.
Patrick?
So I think the disconnect that you're trying to get at, Ms. Freeman, was, so the very first page after the actual ordinance is the anticipated costs. So we see it's gonna cost $65,000, and we see that there's an additional consultation services for $6,600. And then there's a big agreement that just speaks legalese on how we're gonna interact for services, and then we see a rate per hour. I think the disconnect is we have a total and we have the per hour. How do we get there?
Yeah, and I guess.
Like
that's
how many
what
hours
the
per each
breakdown of
engineer?
one.
3? Yeah.
I guess that's the disconnect, because and Mr. Chris, you probably know ideally like how much time per person. I understand that engineering one would be in the field assisting you, and was that like 10, 15 hours based on our sewer, I guess the sewer scope? I'm just curious about that.
So anything in that upper portion, the engineering 1, 2, and 3, and the CAD, that would all be in addition if something comes up that he has to do based on the project. If there's some wicked problem with the misalignment of pipes or something, and I need him also to look at it and make a recommendation, then those numbers would kick in. The copies and such of stuff is just what they are as needed. If I, you know, like I call them periodically, I'll have them send me a clean copy. Like when I go to do the next sewer scope, he'll send me a clean copy of the city map of the sewer system to put the next project together. And those obviously are what those little fees are for those copies on that stuff.
Okay, so then with that, should we think about having a buffer just in case financially, if we should run into a snag, and maybe have a number potentially? Just curious. Or is that buffer included in the proposed amount?
So we do that on larger projects. We've never done it on like a $50,000-$60,000 project.
Okay.
I don't think we'll run into that. But you know, his fee is for him, he receives the data that I put together, an Excel spreadsheet showing manhole, showing the linear footage and the map data. And then he turns around, of course, and puts that out for bid. He accepts the liabilities based on, you know, getting involved with insurance, the work done, putting it out for bid. His time coming here to do the bid opening, then we do background on the contractor prior to awarding the project to them, see if they're in the good with payments to any of their contractors, suppliers, if they've got any lawsuits out on any jobs, any outstanding jobs, so on and so forth.
Okay, so I've kind of tallied up some things just based on those numbers, even if we had a buffer of $700, just in case there's any additional with like snags. Just a suggestion.
That would be all your decision. We don't even call that a force account.
Okay.
And that's something that then allows, as long as Ron, the engineer, and myself agree on that money needs to be spent for something, we have to both agree on it. And then if we're in the midst of something that's stalling the contractor before that decision can be made on what the repair is gonna be, then the force account will kick in and allow us, as long as we approve, the two of us, to proceed with that expense. But that expense is under $1,000 anyway, so we would fall under being able to approve it.
Yeah, I think what I'm asking for is maybe in future iterations of this, that we have a clearer like basis for the quote. how did the $65,000 number come to? Just show us the math a little bit, I think is what, at least what I'm asking
Yeah.
for.
Are you concerned that his number's not legit?
No, my concern isn't that it's not legit, it's that whenever we get any other type of quote, it says, hey, we think it's gonna cost, we think it's gonna take 6 hours, and here's the cost per hour, so here's how we got to that number.
Yeah.
Like that, I think for us to make an informed decision, it requires kind of connecting those dots. That's all I'm asking for, and it's not anything that is saying, I think you're underestimating or overestimating, it's just more information to allow us to make a more informed decision.
He would have came to this meeting, and you could ask him that, with him standing there, but it was on a project of this size, hasn't been normal procedure. But I can ask him in the future, no matter what the project is, to come and be able to explain it, or I can ask him to get you more information on that.
So I think this gets to a bigger picture of standardization of our proposed bids that we would like to see in a format so that we have consistency and there's no variance. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Are you talking about projects with fire, police? Or
I'm talking about all of our projects just being consistent and coherent.
And yeah, like going back to the last big expenditure, one of the last big expenditures for the police department, it was the Motorola radios. In it, we got a quote that said, hey, we're gonna get 6 radios and they're gonna come with the batteries, and here's the cost per battery, and here's the cost of programming each radio. Like that is the same level that we get from other departments. We're just asking for this one.
And I also think if our residents should inquire about bids or anything, we can show consistency so there's no questions in how we came or the rationale behind our decision.
Anything else? Clerk call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Okay, motion's approved.
We have an unofficial junior alderman.
Would you like me to ask for a motion and a second to pass Council Bill 3605 as ordinance 3604?
Please do.
Second?
Okay, any discussion? Oh, I'm sorry.
An ordinance approving an agreement between the City of Pleasant Valley, Missouri and AGC Engineers, Inc. for professional services related to the 2025 sanitary sewer maintenance project.
Clerk call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
All right. Let's read Council Bill number 3606.
An ordinance amending chapter 700, article 3, section 700.750, water leak sewer bill and credit policy of the Pleasant Valley City Code.
So move.
Second?
Discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Madam Mayor, would you like me to ask for a motion and a second to pass Council Bill 3606 and ordinance 3605?
Please do.
So moved?
Second.
An ordinance amending chapter 700, article 3, section 700.750, water leak sewer bill and credit policy of the Pleasant Valley City.
Any discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes. And move we adjourn?
Yes. I'm sorry. I second that one.
Clerk call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes. Yes.
Olson?
Yes.
All right, thank you all very much for showing up.